Welcome to the Exit Strategy. We have real conversations to transform your mindset, money, and more. And now, the Exit Strategist.
I'm recording. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Happy.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
Hi. All is well. I tell you, I don't know how the weather is in your cities, but in Atlanta, it is hot today.
Hot Atlanta for real, huh?
It is hot,
yeah, well, darling, we're in Michigan, so it's cold.
Yeah. Well, they said it was snowing in Southern California.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that.
It never suns in Southern California.
Climate change for sure.
55 here in Arkansas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get that wheel spinning for today, ladies.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Spun the wheel, baby. Spun the wheel.
Oh, I thought we were about to get to that topic you want, Monica.
Girl, what is this one?
Getting out of your own way.
Getting out of your own way.
So whose topic was this? Getting out of your own way. I'm curious to hear. Tell us what you intended with this topic, Miss Jones.
It is just my personal story. When I look over my life and I'm looking at my next step or what I need to do next, I always, and I don't know if this is elevated ego, but I always come to the conclusion that I need to change myself to get where I'm going. I never find through my analysis that it's about anyone else but me doing something different. So I need to get out my own way, whether it's putting together a financial plan, whether it is finishing editing for a book, whatever I come across. When I'm doing problem solving, I come up with me getting out my own way.
Do you find that there's any one reason that you're in your own way? Like, is there a primary reason? Like,
yes, that's the easy.
So like in my head, I would have to have a primary reason why I get in my own way. Like, I don't think I could do it. So, or I think I'm too this to do that, or it would always be a reason why I would be in my own head. So I just really want to get a little deeper in the conversation about getting out of your own way, because we all have that chatter in our head.
Yeah.
I know the times when I experience needing to get out of my own way is when something doesn't seem as easy, or, as like something I can just jump right into. I tend to talk myself out of it if it's not as easy. I think specifically about the time changing from corporate America into entrepreneurship. Oh my gosh, how many times that I have to tell myself, stop thinking so hard about it and just do it, just go for it. Can you guys think of times when you've had to talk to yourself in that way? Like, stop. I think that's where Morgana's at. Like, get out of your head and just go for it.
Stop overthinking.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Stop overthinking it, because you're unsure if I do this, what's going to happen? The not know. I don't know what the end result going to be. So do I want to make that decision? Do I want to move to this part? So it is overthinking a situation that may be as simple as just doing it, but is not, because you don't know the outcome.
Yeah. Overthinking, that's a good term. Overthinking it,
Yeah. Actually, that's funny. That was a term that kept resonating in my mind as I was thinking about it, because I am very analytical. Remember that scientist in me, I'm always dissecting, and I will tend to, I'm sure other people can relate to this, where we feel like we have to have all the details before we get started. And so instead of just getting started, like I have, certain people in my life and in my circle, and they'll just be like, girl, just do it. And I'm like, what do you mean just do it? I mean, and for me, it's not that simple for me. It's like, I do have to have either some order. I have to have some greater understanding. And honestly, I will use that. A lot of times it comes down to be like an excuse. So it will get in the way of me moving forward, because I have to have a certain amount of, I think, maybe clarity before I move forward. Or maybe I'm readjusting as far as what my goals and my priorities are, to say, you know what, is this something that I want to take on right away? So sometimes it's a delay, and sometimes it's a me thinking, is this something that I really want to do or accomplish?
So I am so the opposite of all of that. My sister and I were talking about this yesterday, as a matter of fact, because I mentioned something to her about her job, and she said, oh, that's too far. I would never do this. I would never do that. And she gave me this whole long list of why she would never do this. And I said, oh, I'm just the opposite. Like, I don't think about all of the details. If on the surface it's something that intrigues me, that I want to do, I'll jump at it. And I guess you could say there are pros and cons on either side, because I'll jump at it not having all of the details, but I know I'm going to get the details once I get into it. And I'm like, okay, well, I know that I'm always going to have somebody in my circle that's going to say, Monty, wait a minute. And if they have a valid point, then I'll chill. But I just think that I'll miss an opportunity or miss doing something that I want to do because I thought too long and too hard unnecessarily. I don't know. That's
well, I got a prime example. I'm sitting right in it, jumping into this house, trying to thinking that it was just gonna be fix this and fix that, and we're good. That's not what happened, y'all. That's not what happened. For 3 months, I lived in dirt. I mean, it was like, so it's not. And Monica, what you said, I jumped right into it. I didn't think about it, then how much it's gonna cost, how long it was gonna take. I just did it thinking that it wasn't going to be as difficult. But lo and behold, it is. So there is pros and cons with it. I mean, the end result is going to be great, but man, getting to that end result is where I'm at in the midst of that. But it has its rewards.
It has its rewards. And I think that's why I don't think about it too long, Carolyn, is because if you think about how long it's going to take you to get to the end result and all of the minutia that you have to go through to get there, I won't do it. I'll be like, yeah, no, I ain't doing that. But if I can just say, well, I know I want the end result and not think about the middle part, I'll start. And once I start, chances are I'm going to finish, because that's just the kind of character I have. So
that's the A in you, Monica. I always talk about that. That is the A in you, the action taker, girl. You take action, okay? I wish I aspire to have more of that in me.
Yeah, but see, Brandy, you plan it. You plan things out, and that's why we work well together, all 5 of us, because we each have that certain thing that causes the other to be great. As Rosalind say, we be fixing each other's crowns.
Okay, I was about to say, I love that. I love that. Absolutely. When I think about that example I gave on going from corporate America to entrepreneurship, while I am analytical and I do tend to get in my head, I'll tell you one thing that I did, and I think more people should do this example that I'm going to give. On the day that I made the decision I wasn't going to go back into corporate America, I am terrified of heights. Terrified, okay? And I say I'm terrified of heights, but I work myself through that. I have to that's one of those areas I got to get out of my head on a lot, so here's what I did. It was in the middle of summer. It was in June. Kids were out of school. It was a free opportunity for me to say, let's just go to Six Flags. And I hate roller coasters because I'm terrified of heights, right? So I said, let's just go to Six Flags. They wanted to do something, and we went to Six Flags, and they're like, Mommy, you're going to get on rides? And I said, you know what? I'm going to get on rides today. Because usually I just sit back and I watch them and we walk and, but I never get on the rides. But here is the point I'm making. I took action that day because I made the decision. I was terrified that I was leaving what I knew in my corporate job, having the income every 2 weeks. I was leaving that, knowing that I'm about to step into this entrepreneur effort. And I knew I had to take action in some way. So the action for me was, let's go to Six Flags. I'm getting on every ride y'all asked me to get on, terrified or not. And that was me. That was an example of, okay, this is a decision I'm making and I'm just going to go for it. So I guess it was symbolization in a way, for me, it symbolized me like stepping out of my comfort zone. Right. And then it was literal as well, because I had to endure those terrifying rides. But I got through it. I didn't die. My head is still on straight. I did get a little sick after one of those rides, but the point is taking action. I think, Monica, you give a great example of like just making a decision when you see and hear something. What we tend to do is we see and hear things we want to do, but we get in our heads and it prevents us from moving forward.
Yeah, it does.
But sometimes you just got to take that action. So I hope that example, that story helps somebody, because it really does encourage us, to think about getting out of our heads in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I have started to practice kind of a different morning. I'm really into, that how you start your day, right? How you start your day is so important, because how you start your day oftentimes will dictate how your day goes, right? Even if, things don't necessarily go your way, or, if you're not able to get, some of the things accomplished that you were planning to do for that day. What I would normally do, I get up, I may do my prayer, my meditation. So that's a ritual that I do on a regular basis, kind of get the blood pumping and get my mind, my body ready, getting the energy flow. But one of the things that I started doing, I'll still exercise a little bit, but I may not take as long, but I will jump directly into my task. I'll literally jump directly in my task, because if I find that the earlier I jump into my task for the day, I've knocked them out by a certain time of the day. And it actually gives me more energy to even maybe go take a walk or do something, that I may not ordinarily do mid-morning. But those are some techniques that I push myself out of that comfort zone, right? Getting out of my own way, because I know that it could be a hindrance for me, So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
When,
find
when I get in my own way, I do have to become deliberate about getting out of my way. Yeah.
Monica, for somebody who's an action taker, what's an example of you getting in your way? I'm just curious.
When it's something like, I don't know, something I've never done before. I too am afraid of heights, so I would not travel a lot. As you all know now, I love to travel, but I wouldn't travel. I wouldn't go anywhere or do anything that I had to get on an airplane to do, because I am in my head about heights. And so I took a deliberate action to get some help. And so now I don't mind getting on an airplane, because I have taken the actions to see my doctor and be prescribed a medication to help me get over that fear of height and of flying. But that's something that I'm in my head about it, And so we have about 2 minutes before we are done with this segment today. So we're going to have to go ahead and wrap it up.
Well, I'm going to say this, Brandy. I'm going to take you at your word. I'm always the bag lady. I'm the bag lady. I carry everybody's bags. I'm not about to get on the most scariest thing I get on. That's a water log, and everybody laugh at me. I'm fearful to get on the water log, not just roller coaster. But I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that next time I have the opportunity to go to Six Flags. I think I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that and let y'all know how that works.
Let me know how it works out.
I want to come when we go to Six Flags, y'all.
Just do it. And it doesn't have to be Six Flags, right? But just an action, like to Rosalind's point, let's say you're so comfortable with like waiting out your day to get things done. There's some times when I'm like, I'll get that done at 1:00. I should be doing that at 9:00, or whatever. But, instead of just going with the normal, with the routine, just
Mhm.
make a decision to do something different. And when you take that action, you start to see a change. Like, okay, when I did that action, that, made that quick decision, it didn't hurt me. It actually, it helped me to kind of, get over that fear, whatever that is. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's a good example.
Yeah.
Carolyn, go for it. I say
Yeah,
go.
I'm gonna let you know how that goes. I'm gonna take a picture and show y'all how that went.
We have
Go ahead.
about 30 seconds, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Send us an email if there's a topic that you'd like for us to cover. Send us an email at theexitstrategy5 @gmail.com. theexitstrategy5 @gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to having a conversation again, and you all have a great day and get out your own way, please.
Yes.
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 Move. Get out the way. Get out the
Out the
way.
way.
Move.
We are The Exit Strategy. Find us on Roku, Boss Ladies TV, where we have transparent conversations to transform your mindset, money, and more. Scan the QR code to follow us on all social media at The Exit Strategy.